Hello there and welcome back to the Whiskey Friend with me, Alan. Here we are with another brand new video, and in today's video we have a little comparison. I'm going to compare the new Glenallachie 12 to the old Glenallachie 12. Yes, they've changed it a little bit. Is it any good? Is it better? Is it not as good as the old one? Is the new one best? Is the old one best? Let's find out. You might looking forward to this one. Glenallachie, if you're a regular viewer to the channel, you know I'm a big Glenallachie fan. I've found love of Glenallachie over the last couple of years. I've bought lots of different bottles of it. I'm just amazed how much whiskey that Glenallachie's thrown out. Every time I seem to start up my computer, there's a new Glenallachie out. Looking back to 2017, 2018, I think they came out with a whole new core range. 10-year-old cask strength, 12-year-old, the 15, 18, 25, so they've come out with a completely new core range. Since then there's been lots of single cask bottlings, there's been lots of cask finishes, wood finishes. I've picked up the 10-year-old port finish, I've managed to pick up the 8-year-old Coval rye, I've picked up a 9-year-old rye wood finish. There's just so much whiskey coming out, and then in 2020 now they're looking to revamp the core, I think. If you have a look at these guys, I think you can see there's a massive difference between these two whiskies. Both the new core Glenallachie 12. This obviously the darker one here is the new one. This is obviously the older one. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do a quick comparison. I'm going to nose them and taste them. Give a little conclude at the end, maybe score them, see how they're looking out. So, just before I get into it, guys, if you're a returning subscriber, then thank you very much and welcome back. If you've so happened to pop in for the first time and whiskey's your thing, then you may want to click that subscribe button down below, guys. Just a friendly reminder from me to thee, it doesn't cost you anything, it's completely free, and you're helping the channel massively on its way to the magical 3K. Don't forget to click the bell to be kept up to date with future notifications and any live streams that I'm popping out. Wow, housekeeping done. Let's crack on. Let's do the first one. So I'm going to do the old one first, and then I'll crack on with the new one and do a wee bit of conclude at the end. So, on the new one, sorry, on the old one, I've got it covered up with coin 43 today. Yes, there is a link in the descriptions. Yes, they're still available. So anybody that wants to get a hold of one, just find your way into the descriptions. Just catch up with me down there. Drop me an email and I'll let you know how to get a hold of them. Yes, and there's still no shame. They are nice though, aren't they? They are nice. Very pretty. Very pretty. Love it. But anyway, let's do the whiskey. Wow, okay, on what I remember, I've had quite a bit of time with this old one. I've had 2 or 3 bottles of this over the years. Yeah, it's still very, very nice. I did remember it, like most of the Glenallachies, I think they need a little bit of time to settle down through the bottle, and I think this has got great. It's pretty much, I think I'm halfway down this one. Very sweet, very honeyed, very toffeed, lots of vanilla, a little bit of tropical fruit, maybe some banana and melon, maybe even a touch of mango. It's unmistakably sweet. But then it takes a little herbal twist. Got a nice little bit of herbal tea going on in there. Then it goes a little bit nutty. Maybe some almond. And then you've got that real nice kind of fresh cut wood. Really nice woody note. Really nice on the nose. Just check those colours out, guys. Look at the colour on both of these. Amazingly how different they are. Look at that. So see, I think the cask with these, I think originally this one was definitely, it was Oloroso PX and Virgin Oak. I think what they've done with this one through the grapevine, what I've been able to pick up is I think there's just much more sherry casks in this. So more PX, more Oloroso and maybe less Virgin Oak. So we'll find out how they are, but on the taste of the old one, let's taste it now. So, wow. Cheers. Okay, on that initial first sip of the old one, it's oily. It's a little bit bitter. Got a nice ginger kicking in there now, so you've got a little bit of spice going in through the arrival, heading into development. It's a wee bit spicier, but as you get into the development, it becomes really honeyed, toffeed, vanillaed. Really, really nice. I think it's the virgin oak influence with on this one. Love the little caramel note. Maybe a little kind of Werther's original, that kind of caramel toffee maybe. A little bit nuttiness. It's definitely a coffee note coming in. Still spicy. The ginger's kicking around all the way through it. The honey, there's a big honey note, big vanilla note. Really, really sweet on the palate. Wow, just a real nice whiskey. But let's do a little bit for the finish on this one and see how it finishes up. It's like a medium finish. It's a little chocolatey. That little chocolate bits came from nowhere there. The ginger's still there throughout. There's some of that coffee's now turning into maybe a kind of coffee bean. And there's a real nice woody oak dryness to it. But all in all, it's very real sweet whiskey. Very easy to sip. Really nice. Wonderful. So, how does the new one compare? So let's crack on with the new one. Let me get some water and I'll have a rinse out and then I'll tackle this new one. Looking forward to this sherry. Okay, coin 42 folks. Nice, but let's crack on. Difference is amazing, isn't it? Look at the colour of that. So there's definitely, what I've tried to research, guys, and it's not as easy to find out much information about this at the minute. But it looks definitely more sherry casks and maybe less virgin oak, but let's nose it. Colour wise, I think it's much more a copper colour. Little kind of little hue on that one, but yeah, much more copper. Wow, big sherry nose, which you would, looking at it, you'd expect it to be sherried. Real sherry influence, got real nice sherry dryness. But again, it's honeyed, but it's a little bit darker honey, stickier. Still got that little bit of vanilla, but it's more honey, a little bit of vanilla in the back. But then the tropical fruit's still there. I'm not picking up the banana in this one, but I'm getting a little bit, the melon's definitely there. And then you get a real surge, as it develops, you get a real surge of dried fruits, dark fruits, maybe some plums, maybe a little bit of red apple, lots of raisins, sultana, but the honey and the toffee, it's much darker. It's more like a treacle rather than a Werther's. This is more like a real thick, treacly, dark toffee. One of the differences, it's not as sweet. It's much drier, much darker. Certainly not as sweet as the virgin oak one or the original one. And that, I think the sweetness is being kept under control here by the nice woody notes in this. There's a really nice woody element. That is more like fresh cut wood. This is more like kind of pencil shaving. That kind of shaved wood, maybe planed wood. Different kind. And there's not as much spice on the nose of this one. So let's taste it. Wish me luck. It's a little bit still oily. It's a little bit thicker, it's creamier, it's butterier, but a nice buttery feel. Real nice mouthfeel. There's a little bit more bitterness in the old one. The new one's a little bit less bitter. The dried fruits are big though. Raisins, sultana, plum. The ginger's there, maybe a little bit of cinnamon in this one. Wow, but there's a much bigger coffee note in this one. It's again, everything seems darker. It's like a coffee bean, maybe a mocha coffee, maybe some dark chocolate. It's nutty, both nutty. And this is, they're nice and woody. Heading towards the finish, they're both quite woody. So the wood notes play a part in this. Just slightly different oak kind of notes. Whether that's the different cask types, I'm not sure. But yeah, really, really nice. Let's see how this is on the finish. Wow, real nice. Finish again. It's a little bit spicier there actually towards. On that sip there, I got a little bit nice little spice cut there. Ginger and cinnamon was a wee bit bigger hit there. Finish wise, again it's a medium finish. Coffee, definitely coffee. It's woodier on the finish. The real nice little bit of dryness towards the finish, and there's a little bit of spice on the end there as well. So thinking about it now, I think between the two finishes, I think the older one might be a little bit longer on the finish than this one is. I think this is a little bit shorter finish. Both real nice whiskies. I think these are both coming in round about anywhere between kind of £38 and £45. Excellent value for these whiskies. As I say, I hit earlier, guys, on the new batch 12s that are coming out, which is the French oak, the Spanish oak, and the Chinoquin oak. They're hitting round about £60 now, so they're starting to creep. I think with these, I picked up some of the other wood finishes. They were in the kind of £50–55 mark. These are slightly under, round about the £40 to £45 mark. Price wise, they're starting to creep at Glenallachie. Don't know whether that's a trend that seems to be going on at the minute, but these are excellent value for the money. Not too sure, I haven't got a chance to try the other ones yet, but there's so much, everything I've had from Glenallachie I've loved. Which one of these would I have a preference to? I think, comparing them, I think the old one's much sweeter. I think the new one's a little bit drier, a little bit darker. A little bit, definitely more sherry influence. This is definitely more virgin oak influenced. The treacles, the dark toffees, the vanillas and the caramels. First one's a little bit spicier than the second one. The second one gets a little bit spicier towards the end. The old one's a little bit spicier up front. Both fantastic whiskies. So yeah, we've got two 12s. We've got variation now, but that's, I think it's purely down to the cask management with Billy Walker, and I think he's doing a great job. Have I got a preference? How would I score them? The old one, I think at the minute it's a tough one because I'm a sherry lover. I have been enjoying this a little bit longer. Wow, it's tough. Score, I think I'd give the old one an 89 out of 100, and the new one, I don't think I'm quite there yet with the new one, so I think that's probably going to sit at maybe an 88 at a minute. I'd like to reserve my judgment on that and come back to it maybe a bit later when I've got more of it and I've tried it a few times more. But at the minute I've got a slight preference to the old one over the new one. I know it might surprise you, but yeah, it surprised me as well. So if you've liked the video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. YouTube love it, helps get the video noticed. Again, click the button, subscribe. We're also on all the social media platforms, the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Catch us all there, guys. I love dropping in the comments, getting into the conversation, get the conversation going. Have you been lucky enough to try the new Glenallachie 12 yet? Have you got a preference? Have you compared them yet? Let me know. Dive into the conversation. I love engaging there. And until the next time, guys, I'll see you all very soon, and the pleasure is in the sharing. Thank you. Bye bye.